Hi, Danny here from GDL Automotive. Today I'm doing another little video for you. This is the common fault with the wk2. We're talking about the 3-litre diesel engine here, and we're looking at the engine oil cooler. We won't do a how-to video here. I'm just going to show you the problem. I'll fix the car up tomorrow and we'll film how to actually fix the fault. So I'll put a link for that down below. This also doesn't apply to the 3.6 litre petrol engine. They do give oil cooler problems, and we've already made a video about that and how to fix that. I'll also put a link for that down the bottom if you're looking for how to fix that problem. So what we've got here is a really common issue with the wk2 is the internal failure of the engine oil cooler, which is this thing here. This part here is the cooler. It's part of obviously the oil filter housing. As you can see in my hand, this is the new part. They're not cheap. There's not much change left from about $2 grand when you buy this from Jeep. It's actually fairly straightforward to replace. It bolts onto the side of the block with 4 bolts, the Z hose and some sensors. I'll show you here. It's buried quite deep. How do I turn this on? Here we go. So this is it down here on the side. In the Australian market, it's on the passenger side. Obviously, if you're a left-hand drive, it's going to be on the driver's side. It's down here. That's the cooler and the oil filter housing. You pull this air in box off, and yeah, I'll talk you through tomorrow how to actually replace it. So what actually happens is oil pressure in a diesel or even in a petrol is much higher than coolant pressure. So when they fail internally, it starts pumping the engine oil into the cooling system of the car, and you end up with this. This is actually a really bad case of it. I have seen not as bad, but that's a cooling system full of diesel engine oil. This is supposed to have coolant in it, and now I need a rag. So the actual problem here, obviously, is that part fails, but the bigger problem is the knock-on effect is the entire cooling system is now full of oil, and this causes hoses to turn to sludge. So there are 3 hoses that are particularly problematic. One of them is that hose in the valley that applies to anything that's released after 2014. We've done a lot of videos about that. It's a common Jeep problem. As soon as there's oil in that, I guarantee you that's going to fall apart. There's another hose around the back of the turbocharger, and then there's the Z hose off the back of that oil cooler, which we've also done a video about. So if you've got this problem and you can see all this oil in here, obviously you need a cooler, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to need those 3 hoses that I just mentioned as well.